إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وأصحابه وأزواجه وذرياته ومن اهتدى بهديه إلى يوم الدين. تركنا المحاجج البيضاء ليلها كنهارها لا يزيغ عنها إلا هالك. ثم أوصيكم ونفسي المذنبة بتقوى الله كما أمر الله عز وجل في كتابه العزيز حيث يقول: يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم إن زلزلة الساعة شيء عظيم يوم ترونها تذهل كل مرضعة عما أرضعت وتضع كل ذات حمل حملها وترى الناس سكارى وما هم بسكارى ولكن عذاب الله شديد. وبعد. All praise is due to the Lord and Sustainer and the Master of the universe, Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala, and we beseech and implore Him to forgive our sins and our transgressions and to offer His most blessed and salient salutations upon His last and final Prophet, the one who has sent as a mercy to the universe, our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and upon his kin, his companions, his progeny, and all those who follow his guidance to the last day. He has left for us a clear, pristine path. Its day is as its night, and all those who waver from it will find nothing but destruction. وبعد. يا أخواني وأخواتي, we are in the 6th or 5th day of Ramadan, and this is a blessed month. And the blessed nature of this month can be epitomized in one of the hadith that Sayyidina Ibn Abbas narrates on the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, where he says about the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أجود الناس بالخير وكان أجود ما يكون في رمضان حين يلقى جبريل فيعرض عليه القرآن كل ليلة حتى ينصرف أو كما قال, that the Prophet ﷺ was the best of people in bringing good, the most beautiful of people in bringing good, and he would be at his best or his most beautiful when he would meet Jibreel during the month of Ramadan, and every night he would ya'rid or present or read the Quran to Jibreel alayhi salam till the month was over. And in the end of the hadith I did mention that his beauty and him being his best كان أجود من الريح المرسلة, that he was more beautiful than the gentle breeze that comes. So when I thought about this hadith, and I was fortunate enough yesterday to witness the janazah of our brother Muhammad Ali Fly, rahmatullah alayhi, in Louisiana, and I looked at the myriad of people who were assembled, both Muslim and non-Muslim. I saw presidents, President of the Turkish Republic, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, Hafidahullah, was there. I saw Don King, the boxing promoter. I saw Sugar Ray Leonard, the ex-middleweight champion. I saw people of all colors. I saw people of all faiths. I saw people weeping. I saw people celebrating. I saw people in awe. And I thought to myself, what is it about Muhammad Ali Clay, rahimahullah, that all of these people love him? And not just the people who were in the room there, but people all over the world just love him. And arguably, he is the most well-known, not sportsman, but any type of figure, world-renowned internationally of the 20th century. And his name is Muhammad. And when I think about what is it that people love about him, I said to myself, oh, Muhammad, he is like Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He is a man who lived up to his principles. He is a man in the prime of his career. He sacrificed that because he believed in a principle. He believed that the Viet Cong, who had done nothing to him, why would he travel all the way 15,000 miles to go kill them when they had brought him no wrong? And he said if he was going to fight for anything, he would be fighting for his people right here in the USA, so why would he go all the way over there? And he was stripped of his boxing titles until the Supreme Court overturned that decision 3 years later. And then he returned to the ring once again, after all people had discounted him, that he was outside of his prime, that there's no way that he can beat the formidable opponent that was George Foreman in Zaire. But he proved them wrong. And what he also proved wrong, that I find interesting, even those people he knocked down in the ring. George Foreman, for example, never really became anything after that, until he became a boxer again at 45, so 20 years later. But his career effectively was over with that loss. And you would think such a man would carry a huge grudge against this person who put him out of what you would think to be his life dream, to be the heavyweight champion boxer of the world. But yet that's not what his reaction was. He was one of the first to leave. He was one of the first to say that Muhammad, this person that we know, is the greatest person that we know. Not because he defeated me in the ring, but he defeated me with his heart. He killed people with his kindness, his humanitarianism. And this is what we find the Sifat al-Muhammadiyya of our great Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. When the Sahaba, when the companions talk about the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, as I just mentioned in the previous hadith, they didn't say he was the best Muslim, or the best Mu'min, or the best Mekki, or Madani, or Qurashi, or Hashimi, right? These are all things we can say about the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. هو كان مكيا وهو مدنيا وهو هاشميا وهو قرشيا, right? These are the tribes and the sub-tribes that he belonged to, but that's not how they identified with him. The Sayyidina Ibn Abbas, he said, أجود الناس بالخير. He was the best of people, unqualified, without any qualifiers after it. And I think if we want to be Muhammadi, if we want to be like Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and I mentioned Muhammad Ali Clay, rahimahullah, as an example, because I believe he was such a person, then we have to be Muhammadi the way we are. We have to be the people for all people, not just the people for the Muslims, not just the people for those we get along with, not just for the people that we think we can carry some type of political advantage with. Khwani wa khawati, we can't be brand managers for Islam. Being in this country, it's not about advancing the Islamic cause. And I disagree with people who believe that's what we're here for. I don't believe that's what we're here. I think we're here to show people that we have something that is precious, that is valuable, that is special, that no one else has. And those things are reflected in the teachings of our great Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. But those teachings will only come to life. They'll only come to bear. They'll only be visible to people if we embody them. We can write about it, we can appear on the TV, we can pass out pamphlets, we can do all those things, but unless we embody the Sifat al-Muhammadiyya, unless we embody the attributes of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, no one's going to call us ajwad an-nas. No one's going to call us the best of people. Right? They'll say he's a good person, he's a good advocate for his people. He's a good advocate for Muslims. You know, he's a good Muslim. I don't want to be called a good Muslim. I want to be called a good person. I want to be called a good man. I want my sister to be called good women. I want our children to be called great children, the best behaved, the most gentle, the most pious, the nicest. That's what we have. This is our legacy, and it's there for us to claim. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Nahnu ma'ashar al-anbiya," us, the group of prophets, we leave behind neither gold nor silver, neither dinar nor dirham. But what we leave behind is this great legacy. So should we not claim it? Should we not claim that which is rightfully ours? Someone assembled in the parking lot right now and said they had all of the money in the world to develop ISCJ 10 times over, and a huge fund, $1 billion, that will fund all of the activities we want to do in New Jersey, and all the activities we want to do in New York and beyond. Would we not hasten? Would we not rush to claim that? Would we not all rush out of here, going outside to make sure we sign ourselves up to be the first people who claim that? So what about the true claim? What about the true legacy? Because all of those activities we have planned, all of those things that we want to do, wallahi, they will not come to much, they will not come to fruition until we embody who Muhammad was, in a similar manner to the way that Muhammad Ali played. And we're not saying that Muhammad Ali was a perfect man or a flawless person. Sure, he had his mistakes. But can you imagine? Perhaps he had one or two, and not in their complete sense, in a partial sense, of something of Muhammad ﷺ. So can you imagine the Prophet himself ﷺ? Can you imagine who the people would love him? These people who disparage our Prophet outside of here and say things, despicable things about him, they're not disparaging him. They don't know him. They know us. They're disparaging us. And even in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, when they would disparage him, he said, they're not talking about me. They're talking about Mudamma, Ana Muhammad. They're not just talking about this person, Mudamma, which is a type of epithet that they use to disturb the Prophet ﷺ, which means the opposite of Muhammad. Muhammad means the most praised, the one praised by the most. Whereas Mudamma means the opposite. So they used to try to mock and ridicule him by calling him Mudamma. He said, that's not me. That's someone else. So when they're talking about who they think our Prophet is, that's not him. How would they know him? Are they going to read Sahih Bukhari? Are they going to read the Tirmidhi? Are they going to read the Hadith? Are they going to know the Prophet from our Quran? If the Sahaba knew the Quran by the Prophet, when a man came to Aisha and he asked about what was the Prophet like, she's like, أَمَا تَقْرَأُ الْقُرْآنِ? Do you not read the Quran? كَانَ خُلُقُهُ الْقُرْآنِ. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He said, you want to know about him? Don't you read the Quran? Because his character epitomized, his character was the Quran. And so here we are on this blessed month, and we hasten to read many ajza of the Quran, which is a beautiful thing. And Allah will reward all of us, inshallah, for doing that. But are we living up to the mantle of the Quran? Are we embodying its meanings? When the Quran says about the Prophet وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَى خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ, and you are on the best, most awesome character, azim. Are we living up to that? Right? When you read the verses in Surah Al-Imran that you probably read yesterday or the day before that, وَالْقَادِمِينَ اللَّيْلِ وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُمْ وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَظًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَانفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ فَاعْفُ عَنْهُمْ وَاسْتَغْفِرْ لَهُمْ وَشَاوِرْهُمْ فِي الْأَمْرِ. Do we embody those meanings? Are we الْقَادِمِينَ اللَّيْلِ? Are we the ones who hold back our tempers and our anger? وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ وَلَيْسَ عَنِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ فَقَطْ وَلَا الْمُسْلِمِينَ وَلَا الْمُتَّقِينَ وَلَا الْمُحْسِنِينَ النَّاسِ. الْعَافِي, the ones who show afu, the ones who pardon people for their mistakes. And it says to the Prophet ﷺ, فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُ. It is by Allah's mercy you have become layyin. You're soft, you're gentle. People want to know you. People want to come near you. People want to gaze upon you and never stop gazing upon you. This is the way of the Sahaba. That's what they felt about the Prophet ﷺ. وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَظًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ. If you were fadh, ghalidh, look at those words, they sound heavy. And that's what they mean. If you were difficult, if you were heavy, if you were austere, if you were offensive, لَانْفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. They would have ran away from you. فَاعْفُ عَنْهُمْ وَاسْتَغْفِرْ لَهُمْ وَشَاوِرْهُمْ فِي الْأَمْرِ. So pardon them and seek forgiveness on their behalf and seek mutual counsel with them. Those people that are nas, right? Those people that we disparage, perhaps those people that we walk by in the street or we drive by and we see them gulping their cokes and their sodas and having their lunch, and maybe you're at work and you see people eating at lunch and you might think to yourself, مَا أَقْبَحْ هَذَا? Right? How ugly is that? Here I am fasting in Ramadan. And these people, they're eating, right? And they're drinking, and they don't know the meanings of Ramadan. How ugly are they? Is that how we should look at them? Is that how we should look at them? Or should we say, how merciful is Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala? Perhaps this person is not mukallaf. Maybe he doesn't know anything about Islam. Maybe the ahkam al-shari'ah is not addressed to him because he's not there yet. So how beautiful is that Allah lets him eat and drink, even though he doesn't believe in him. How merciful is Allah? And how merciful is He's to me that He's given me this knowledge of Islam. He's given me this great blessing that I know Islam and that I may be able to do that. And perhaps maybe I'll say a prayer for that person that I pass by, or that colleague, or the person in the street. Right? The least we can say, Allah hadihi lil Islam. May Allah guide them to Islam. Do we want Allah to destroy them? Do we want Allah to smite them? Do we want Allah to completely remove them? Because if you want that, that's not Muhammad. Nabiyyuna sallallahu alayhi wa sallam lam yakun kadhalik. When he was given the opportunity to smite people and destroy people, and he was given the opportunity to have unlimited gold. Yes, he was given the opportunity to have unlimited gold. And he said, no, I don't want unlimited gold. He said, أشبع يوما فأشكر الله وأجوع يوما فأتضرع إليه. He said, one day, one of the days I remain satiated, the days that Allah wants to give me. And then other days, I am hungry. فَأَتَضَرَّعُ إِلَيْهِ. So I turn towards Him fervently and passionately in dua like I need it. And he said, هَذَا الْحَالِ الْأَكْمَلِ. This is what our scholars say. This is the perfect, complete state. We are between the two. Between hunger and satiation. Right? In shara' wa du'a. Between those two. Because if you had one or the other, you'll be imbalanced. So he didn't want the gold. Right? And he didn't want the riches. And he didn't want people to be destroyed because they wouldn't listen to him. Do we not read Surah Al-Kahf every Friday? وَلَعَلَكَ بَاخِعٌ نَفْسَكَ عَلَىٰ آثَارِهِمْ إِن لَّمْ يُؤْمِنُوا بِهَذَا الْحَدِيثِ أَسَفًا. Perhaps you are destroying yourself, you're tearing yourself up inside because of the people who don't want to listen. And you're remorseful about this. But the Quran gives solace to the Prophet ﷺ. فإنهم لا يكذبونك ولكن الظالمين بآيات الله يجحدون. They are not calling you a liar. They know you to be truthful. Even when they were fighting him, they loved him. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Even when they were fighting him, they left their amanat. They left their prized possessions for safekeeping with him. Even when they were fighting him, their daughters married him. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. The daughter of Abu Sufyan, one of his fiercest opponents initially, she married the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So are we Muhammadi in that way? Do we have that? Do we walk down? Do we go into our places of business? Do we go into our medical offices? Do we go into our schools? And do our students look up at us and smile? And do our patients, when we enter the room, if we're doctors, look at us and smile? And when we enter into the workplace, and before I sit into my place or my cubicle at my desk, the other workers look at me and smile and give me a greeting? Or do I give them a greeting? Or they just go and sit and frown and think about how I'm stuck here at work fasting and it's making me irritable. Because if you're getting irritable in the Ramadan and it's making you angry, Allah doesn't need your fasting, right? Allah doesn't need your hunger. He doesn't need your thirst. Don't think you're doing Him a favor. It's not for Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala, it's for you, right? Yes, Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala says in Hadith Qudsi, الصيام لي وأنا أجزي به. Fasting is for me. He means if you do it right, it's solely for Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala. Because there's no allotment for the ego in it. No one can see you fast. It's not like anyone can see you as you're praying in the masjid say, oh, mashallah, Shaykh, Zayn, please. Look at that young man, he's praying, he's fasting, he's reading Quran. But if you're walking around fasting, it's not really something the ego is going to have allotment in. It's not going to have, healthy nafs. But fasting, it's a training period, right? Just like Muhammad Ali Clay, to go back to his example, he said, I go through training and I wouldn't like it and it would be bitter. But I knew that there was going to be a payoff later on. That I knew that I have to train in order to attain the goals that I was looking for. So this is our training period. This is our training period so that you can master what? Master yourself, right? We have indulgences, we have passions, we have choices that we make every day, both in Ramadan and outside of Ramadan. Ramadan is a month of teaching you how to make good choices. Because if you can train yourself to choose not to partake in that very thing which ensures your survival, food and drink, right? Don't we like to eat food, and I like baklava just like anybody else. But were we not to eat, indefinitely we would die. we were not to drink it, definitely we would die. But yet Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala asks us to refrain from this, from dusk or from dawn until dusk, till sunset. So how does that relate to mastering myself and teaching me how to make good choices? Because if you can refrain from the halal, right, and you can hold yourself and you can be patient, and then you begin to taste the fruits that you have been denied all along because of our indulgences in our appetites and our passions. Because there are fruits to be found. There are fruits to be tasted. There is honey that you'll feel it on the tip of your tongue. But it's not of the physical type of honey, right? It's the sweetness of Iman. The Prophet ﷺ described it as halawat al-Iman, the sweetness of Iman. And he described who are the people who have this sweetness, this halawa of Iman. He ascribed it to loving two things and despising one thing. So he returned it back to your soul, to your heart, that you love Allah and His Prophet ﷺ more than anything else, even more than your own soul. And that you love your brother or your sister for no other reason than for Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala. And that you despise, that you would hate to return back to kufr, just like you would despise to be thrown into the hellfire. He said, هذه علامات حلاوة الإيمان. These are the signs of the sweetness of faith. So we're training our souls here. We're not in Ramadan to lose weight or to get ripped. We're not here for a physical thing. This is not a month for you to try to lose weight. This is a month for you to try to lose your ego. This is a month for us to collectively try to be the best people that we can be. That we can be خير أمة أخرجت للناس. This is how the Quran describes us, right? If we live up to being like Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right? نأمر بالمعروف وننهى عن المنكر ونؤمن بالله. We forbid the bad, we enjoy the good, and we believe in Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala. Really believe, not just say we believe, not the iman of al-a'rab, right? قالت الأعراب آمنا قل لم تؤمنوا ولكن قولوا أسلمنا ولما يدخل الإيمان في قلوبكم. The desert Arab, desert Bedouins, who are from outside of Mecca and Medina, from the hinterlands of the Arabian Peninsula, they came to the Prophet ﷺ and said, Aslamna, we have become Muslim. He said, قُلْ لَمْ تُؤْمِنُوا. Tell them they have not become mu'min. They have not entered into Iman, right? They have become Muslim, but not Iman, not mu'min. Because Iman has not quite entered their heart yet. Not yet. When it enters their heart, then they will be mu'min as well as Muslim. So we may be obeying or trying to obey Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala outwardly with the things that we do, and we think that's enough. But is it the Iman of al-A'rab? Or is it the Iman of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, wa-Sahaba, wa-Salihin, wa-Shuhada? Is it that type of Iman where we're willing to sacrifice, where we're willing to make the difficult choices, where we're living to live by our principles, and no matter what that entails, and not compromise in that sense? Because if you want love, right, if you want to be loved and you want to love, then you must stick by your principles. No one likes anyone who's not genuine. No one likes a liar. No one likes someone who cheats. No one likes anybody who is dishonest. No one likes a hypocrite. These are universal principles. You will not find a single human being in the world who likes those things. And people who say that they like someone who is a hypocrite or like someone who we deem to be dishonest, it's not because they think they're a hypocrite or dishonest. They're fooling themselves, right? What did the people say about Qarun, who was a contemporary of Musa? They said, إِنَّهُ لَذُو حَظٍّ عَظِيمٍ يَا لَيْتَ لَنَا إِنَّهُ لَذُو حَظٍّ عَظِيمٍ. We wish we have what he has. He has this so much he's been given. And what did Qarun say about himself when he saw the people enamored with him, with his entourage, and with his chariots, and with his horses, and with his camels, and with his women? What did they say? What did he say to them? إِنَّمَا أُوتِيتُ عَلَى عِلْمٍ عِنْدِي. I have this because of something I have done. My knowledge, my prowess, my ability, I. That's what he said. Just like the one before him said, أَنَا خَيْرٌ مِّنْ. Just like the one who was asked to prostrate before Adam alayhi salam, a prostration of ta'zeem, not of ibadah, and he said, أَنَا خَيْرٌ مِّنْ. I am better than him. So Ramadan is about weakening the ego by weakening the pathways to the ego, food and drink, and satiation of appetite. And then, when you get to the middle, or perhaps the last third of the month, and you begin to taste the sweetness of it, we all at the end of the month, we don't want it to go away. We don't want it to leave. We wish every day was Ramadan. How is that? How can we want something every day in Ramadan when it's about denial, when it's about difficulty, when it's about sacrifice? Because at the end, or perhaps in the middle, or hopefully in the beginning, we come to realize that true happiness, that true felicity, that true mahabba, true love can only be gained by sacrifice, can only be gained by standing to one's principles. And those people who say that you will find happiness by indulging yourself, by just choosing whatever you will or what your whim wants, and from there you'll find happiness, they are liars. And at the very least, they are deluded, maghrurun. They are completely deluded, because this hayat al-dunya has nothing in it for us that's going to make you happy. Everything about happiness, everything about love will be about the next life. قولوا قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه تاب من ذنب كما لا ذنب له. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. So as I mentioned, yesterday we saw the janazah of Muhammad Ali Clay, rahimahullah, and all of these people there were assembled, and they're assembling today as we speak to see him off from all different walks of life, from all different types of people. Because he was someone who was a human being before he was a Muslim. And this may sound contradictory, or perhaps even blasphemous to some of you. What do you mean a human being before a Muslim? Do not sacrifice your humanity to be Muslim. What does that mean? It means that the best aspects of what it is to be a human being, the most beloved traits that people universally acknowledge as being the best human being, they're ours. That's what it means to be the best Muslim. Don't think you have to sacrifice something of your humanity to reach a type of archetypal or great Islam that you think is going to be typified by sacrificing some of these traits. Evident. Impossible. If we are asked by Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala and enjoined to na'mur bil ma'ruf, to enjoy the good, is it really feasible? Can we actually think it makes any sense that we can achieve ma'ruf, that which is good, by a way other than ma'ruf, by a way other than which is good? Do we have the ends justify the means? If I see someone who is clearly making a mistake, transgressing Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala, how should I enjoin that person to the good? Should I do it by a way that is not ma'ruf? Should I publicly humiliate them? Should I publicly shame them? Should I repost something on Facebook about them so that everybody knows that they're deviant and that they're mubtada and that they're this? Or if I'm really concerned about them and I want to achieve the ma'ruf and I want to achieve the good, should I not do it by that which is good, by that which is beautiful, right? And make no mistake, the word good, right? When we talk about good in Arabic, al-husna or hasan, it also means beautiful. So the good will always be beautiful. And the bad will always be khabith, will be ugly. And so there is no ugliness in our deen. Allah jameel yuhibbul jamal. Allah jameelun yuhibbul jamal. Allah is beautiful, He loves beauty. How can we possibly use ways and means that are ugly to achieve something that is beautiful, right? If if we're getting together and tonight we're making some dessert for our iftar and we're going to make some sweet baklava or kunafa or fatayif or any of these things, the ingredients have to be pure and good. You have to have good flour, you have to have good sugar, milk, so forth. Can you imagine we mix something ugly with that? Can we put urine and feces and dirt and it's going to come out beautiful? Are we going to achieve that? Does that even make sense? So how is it then that some of us, in varying degrees, the worst degree is those people who call themselves Muslim and destroy and rape and pillage and blow up people. They're completely misguided. Because they're taking the ugliest things about this dunya, the ugliest things about this place that we live in, and they think they're going to achieve something beautiful at the end. How can you, when all of the ingredients, all of the ways and means where you're getting to it is completely despicable? How would it lead to a beautiful result? And I say they're the worst degree, but maybe we embody some of that degree too. Do we bring ugliness into our house? Do we save our beauty only for the masjid? Do we save our beauty for Taraweeh? When we come to the masjid and we wear a very nice white thobe and our crisp white kufi, and we wear our abda'ah, and we come in and we're very pious and very modest, right? And we stand for an hour or two in prayer, and we bring that beauty there. What happens when you go home? Do you continue that? Or is it something else? Do you complain when your wife burns the food? Right? Do you complain when it doesn't have enough salt, perhaps, because actually she can't taste the food during the day, so the salt might be off a little bit? Do we make those complaints? When we walk into our house, are our children happy to see us? Do they smile? Do they run up to you? Do they ask you how your day was? Do you ask them how their day was? Or do you just walk in, retreat to your room, and go on your iPad? Because they're already on their iPads and their laptops. So should we not bring that beauty in every aspect of life? When we get into our cars in the parking lot right now, and we get out into the street, are we going to try to be the first ones? Are we going to jump out onto Route 1 and drive as fast as we can and cut people off after we've just tried to embody beauty here in this masjid? Or should we bring that beauty as soon as we turn the key in the ignition? As soon as we get on the road? As soon as we go back to our workplace? As soon as after the day we go to our homes? Do we bring the beauty there? Do we bring the good there? Because ya akhwani wa akhawati, this is what counts. This is what is meant. Allah, the Prophet ﷺ, the most beautiful of people in every single thing. He was the gentlest of people. He said, أَنَا خَيْرُكُمْ لِأَهْلِي وَخَيْرُ النَّاسِ خَيْرُكُمْ لِأَهْلِي وَأَنَا خَيْرُكُمْ لِأَهْلِي. The best of people are those who are best to their families, and I am the best to my family. He didn't say the ones who pray the most. He didn't say the ones who are the first one to Taraweeh. He said the ones who are the best to their family. Right? When we end the khutbah and we say, إِنَّ الصَّلَاةَ تَنْهَى عَنِ الْفَحْشَاءِ وَالْمُنكَرِ, what does that mean? That the prayer prevents fahsha and munkar. Right? Fahsha is despicable things to say, while munkar, despicable things to do, despicable deeds. How does the prayer prevent that? Does that mean that because we're standing so long in prayer, we don't have time to do fahsha and munkar? Not necessarily. But it means if you embody the meanings of the prayer and you live it within you, how could you? How could you have all this beautiful inside of you, and then you go and do fahsha and munkar, then you say ugly things, and you do ugly things? Those two can't mix. So if we are doing those things, if we are saying ugly things, and we are doing ugly things, then where is the problem? Is it in the prayer? No, it can't be. Then it's what? It's us. It's the way that we do the prayer. Yes, you can be someone who prays and ugly things come out of you, and you say ugly things. The Quran even condemns people. فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ. Woe to the ones who pray, right? Which ones? The ones who show off, right? الَّذِينَ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ, who are negligent in their prayer and show off so people can say that they pray. وَيَمْنَعُونَ الْمَعُونَ, right? And even the small gentle kindnesses, they prevent it. What is ma'un? It's someone knocking on your door. Do you have a spoon of sugar? Do you have some salt? Can I borrow your lawnmower? Can I borrow your weed whacker? So forth. And you say, no, I'm busy. I don't have time for that. Sorry. Try someone else. هذا اسمه معون. Do we prevent that? And then we go back into our houses and start reading the Quran again? What about that mu'amala? What do you call that? How does that fit with your reading of the Quran? How does that fit with our prayers? So if we're going to embody and be the best of mankind, right? We don't want to be just the best Muslims. We want to be the best people. That's our legacy. This is what the Prophet ﷺ left behind for us, to be the best people. So we should be the best people in every single thing. And this opportunity in Ramadan is a golden opportunity to realize that. And sometimes Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala gives us examples, contemporary ones even, to show us what it's like, even if we implement perhaps a little bit of that. And I brought the example of Muhammad Ali Clay, rahimahullah. Look at all the people who loved him, right? Even though he took difficult stands and many people opposed him. But all of this outpouring of love from Muslim and non-Muslim, right? They don't care. We talk about Islamophobia in this country. Where's Islamophobia when they talk about Muhammad Ali? How come that didn't come up? How come they don't care about it? Even Donald Trump wants to go to his funeral today. How come he doesn't care about Islam when he's talking about Muhammad Ali? Because in a way, in a sense, he transcends Islam. Because it's about being a human being. And that's what our deen is about. It's about being the best human beings that we can be. So I ask Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala in this blessed day of Ramadan and the blessed nights that have come, that Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala accepts our fasting, accepts our prayers, accepts our dua, accepts our supplications, that He accepts our brother Muhammad Ali today into His rahmah, into His maghfirah, that He grants him the highest Jannah, Jannah al-Firdaus, and that He gives his family sabr and sabwan, gives them patience and gives them solace in these difficult days that they face ahead, and that all of the other people who are dying every day in many of our Muslim lands, in Syria and in Yemen and in Burma and in Central Africa and in Afghanistan and many other countries and in Iraq, all of them, no one knows their names, but nevertheless they too carry this great burden and this great legacy of our Prophet Muhammad. May Allah forgive all of them, may He enter all of them into paradise, may He make the trials and tribulations of those that they left behind as a way of takfir dhunub, as a way of removing all of their sin, as a way for us to have i'tibar, to consider and to be led back to the way of Islam and the way of Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Subhanahu Rabbil Izzati Amma Yasifun, wa salamun ala al-mursalin, walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala an-nabi. يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. عدد خلقك ورضا نفسك وزنة عرشك ومداد كلماتك. وأقم الصلاة.